Welcome to City and Snow. This is a modified Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Let's Play podcast. I'm Lizzie, I use your pronouns, and I'm a menace.
I'm Miranda, I play Six, the Tabaxi Sorcerer, and last time he decided he was done reading about guilds.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I play Yor, a tiefling paladin. We both use they, them pronouns. And last time, they insisted on a buddy system. Even if you're a dragon. But also, dragons aren't real, what?
I'm Anna. I play Ilavara, the Deep Elf Hermetic Redblade. We both use she, her pronouns. And last time, she and Carp made an important discovery.
Hi, in this instance, in this alternate universe, I'm Lane, and also in this alternate universe, I play Hannah, the half-elf fighter. Last time, she dropped the bombshell that she thinks the First Bastion Mercenary Company is a bastion of greed and corruption, and wants it dismantled. In this alternate universe, anyway.
Not in the other one, huh?
And the other one, she gets jealous of me for giving Zachary from off a trumpet.
Sage Ilavara is so cool.
Metopia.
Keep it together. So, last time, the party returned from Hicklethorpe to find the members of the First Bastion Mercenary Company away from their headquarters. They'd returned to Fort Waterdown yesterday to investigate the troll situation that the party brought to their attention. But back at HQ overnight, the wards that protected the building and grounds were mysteriously broken, which left Carp, Connie, Cheery, and Teva subject to terrible demonic forces and critters, searching for a book of demonic rituals currently in possession of Yor, if I remember that correctly, right? Yeah? Okay, cool. Now it's midday. Midwinter Feast is 2 evenings away, and the only mercenary company member alive in the area is a harried Hyacinth, the master tree walker with some possible misaligned priorities. Carp and Ilavara have done some library research, and Teva has been suspected of betraying everyone. At this point, Hyacinth might need some help raising the dead. There's a dragon in the bathhouse, and tensions are running a bit high. We join the party at the great table in the dining room, where Ilavara is unrolling an old large map. If we can start there? How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Here's my map.
Also, I should have made I completely forgot about last time where he made a show of returning the book, and he, bent over.
Oh my gosh. Did Six bend and snap?
Yes.
I think I tried to block that from my memory.
Maybe me too. And just a bit. Not all of that was canon, just the bend and snap.
It's important to note the bend and snap was canon.
So this map had the potential, some old meeting place for the Bastion mercenaries, or remind me what it was exactly again?
I think you were looking for clues with Carp, especially anything related to what you both discovered about the first Spellwright being kind of involved with some demonic forces.
Yeah.
And this map was tagged with some related thing, and I think what you noticed about it was that it had an interesting, like a Post-it on it, that of a note that ended in MO with a little dash in it, like an I. That's something that you recognize. So you bring the map to the big table.
Sure.
Who's here?
So I've got
I'm
Carp
here.
with me, I assume.
Yes. And Six.
I'm in the library, so...
I believe everyone else was having an awkward cup of tea in the kitchen, including Dermindic. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, Ilavara, could I get an investigation check, please? Or history?
Yeah. 16.
Mm-hmm. So you're opening up this map, and it's a very large, wide map. It fills a whole corner of the table, and it's of northwestern Tor. Althanistan is practically in the center with the bay below it. But there are some things that you recognize as you look over it. These are signs that the map is old, very old. Like that the river runs a little bit differently on the side. The forts that surround the perimeter of the city, those forts that are all half a day away, like Fort Waterdown, they're all actually built up and noted on the map. They're in good shape. The Higglethorpe is still like the small old town that it used to be. The town between Higglethorpe and Althanistan is still just a tiny outpost next to that defensive fort on the hill. And the great tree outside Althanistan that you used just this morning is still there, but some lighthouses on islands in the bay are missing. And you see a note. It's not written on the map. It's specifically written and like pinned to the map so that it doesn't fully, it's not making adjustments on this old map. And it ends with MO, like you saw on a little tag outside it. Someone who had made a tag so that they could find it again, right? And this little note says, our allies grow weary from the fight against encroaching darkness. Giants help from afar, but old spirits and sprites and the forest are still silent. I must make sure that the scar remains closed. And you see on the map that it's right next to a seam in the middle of a forest. The forest that is just northeast of Afghanistan, nothing too much about it, but it's a piece of this map, and you haven't seen it on any newer maps.
Have we passed a check on who MO is?
Yeah, I think so. It stands for Master Oracle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
It's Tabathaniel's Tabathaniel MD. Gonna have his own hospital show.
Yeah, I guess so.
Spin-off.
Well, the funny thing is that's what he did as a young cat, but as he grew older, he grew more serious and didn't want to become an actor.
Like Doogie Howser.
Yes, thank you. You got it.
So on this map, I'll point to that area and looking at Carp, I'll ask, what do you know about this? If he gives me a snark answer, I'm going to slap him.
Oh my gosh. I guess I'm doing a history check for Carp.
Yes. Because I don't have history.
Does anyone else want to help?
Give it a try. History, you said?
Yes.
I accidentally did a bit of a six voice out of character.
Nice.
Ooh. 22. Yeah, I think 6 recognize it first. Carp will immediately recognize Master Oracle's handwriting and just inform me, before he went missing, he was doing an awful lot of research. Said something about the solstice. I was mostly being a tutor at the time, so never asked for help with. Yeah. But 6, what you get out of this, you're looking at this scene and you're thinking about your history lessons and you're thinking about some of what you know about that encroaching darkness. Some of what you've heard of with the world changing and the allies. And you know that Tabathaniel, at some point, they all went to go speak to the giants. They all went to visit, and there is an old alliance. And the details, you probably were never taught the details because Abbott Daniel's never been overly friendly with you, but this place, it's been described to you as almost like a crater. Something terrible happened here in the time of Alvana, and it's been, besides maybe this map, this map in a private collection in the First Bastion Mercenary Company library, that place is off limits generally. I mean, it's in the middle of the woods. Who would go there anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
But it sounds like that may be the place where the Master Oracle, at least he traveled first.
Interesting. So, what was all that about the giants again, you said?
You know that the mercenary company has an alliance with giants that are in a mountain range far to the east. I think it's even farther than where yours is from.
Okay. And how did this have to do with the encroaching darkness, as far as I was, aware?
As far as you were aware, the giants were helping to stave it off. Were helping to fight back. They were aiding in that fight, or at least aiding in the fight where they're from. And that might help slow this doom.
And the seam is related to the encroaching darkness?
Not that you can tell, but it's definitely not something you've seen before. I mean, it looks like it was burned off the map and sewn back up.
Well, I guess I'll just say, as far as I'm aware, this area is off limits to the public. This so-called seam, or scar, could still be there, for all we know.
We should investigate, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I have survival. Can I determine how long it would take for us to get there?
By which method?
Writing on sweetening.
We're going on a trip, our baby.
Give me a survival.
Mammoth donkey.
13. We can all fit on sweetening.
It might take a bit.
Poor sweetening.
Yeah. 5 people. Sweetening. If you were just to walk or even to run or even take galloping horses, this is well out of town, like a day away at least. You need to find a different form of transportation.
Hyacinth.
No.
Let's hire a coach.
Perhaps. We should get the others here and we can discuss, but I think this would be worth looking into.
Yes, I agree. And we can't hire a coach because it's off limits to the public. My bad. We'll just
That's
have to rough
precisely
it.
Except that your knows how to handle animals and could be the coach driver.
I don't actually have animal handling. I just think they're neat.
They just like you anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's gather everybody in here.
Yeah, let's gather everyone.
Yeah, 6 could do it.
Including Hyacinth and everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay.
Everybody, I believe Cheery is going to sit on the table. Not on the map, but, Cheery refuses to not be involved. So, that's Connie, Cheery, Carp.
Teva?
Not Teva.
Well, we don't want to leave Teva alone.
That's
I could
true.
hang out
Teva.
outside with Teva if you want.
Distract
Because I've
her.
already seen the map.
Okay.
Okay. We're
good
not
with
being
Nick?
very subtle about being suspicious of her at this point.
Well, she hasn't been very subtle about being suspicious. Wait.
Okay, I'll wait outside with Teva. Y'all
So
talk about the
everyone
map.
except Six and Teva are around the map.
I guess so.
What is this?
A map?
I can see that.
There's this space here the Master Oracle was researching. I think it's a good lead if we were to follow up on it.
A good lead for what?
Finding the Master Oracle, finding what's causing the demons to enter this world. Sorry,
How
devils.
far away is it?
A day, unless we find faster methods of transportation.
I have things I want to do. These last 3 days have been very hectic. I want to go meet my mama to go get some things ready for this ball soon. So I think we all need as a good break.
I don't know that we have time.
Ulvar is like no breaks.
And if we are having this conversation with certain parties present, why not wait for all of them?
I see this pipe up. Said, well, I was just getting ready to start the reincarnation ritual. Do you want to? I mean, we could wait for Halros to be present.
That may be wise. How long does that ritual take?
1 hour.
1 hour cappuccino.
That's less time than most Marvel movies.
Why watch a Marvel movie Resurrection?
Okay, so we can wait. We'll wait for the ritual, then we'll think about plans again.
Yor was glancing at Connie and Cheery. How do they talk of finding their dad?
Cheery is studying the map. And Connie's just taking a look at Ilivara and trying to really read Ilivara's intentions here.
Sorry, I'll be hands off.
Wow.
I mean, Ilivara just seems very focused.
Yeah.
Maybe looking a little frustrated that she has to wait.
Yeah, and Dermidnik looks at the map, and I mean, he's looking at it upside down.
We can ride Dermidnik. It's genius.
Yeah! Six wants to ride Dermidnik.
Oh,
God.
baby.
In the same way that you did Frankie.
Dermidnik is not interested.
No, he's an arrow baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love him.
It doesn't erase Six's desires.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying. Makes
Six
it
wants
fun.
to be respectful.
Yep. But in his mind, he's so disrespectful.
Oh no!
Dermidnik takes a look at the map and points and goes, "Yeah, I think Hyacinth, that's the original volcano, right?" And Hyacinth goes,
The what?
Yeah, that's... She addresses you and it's like, that was his home until a few months ago. All the way over there.
Then what can you tell us about it? Why would the Master Oracle be interested in such a space and then disappear?
Dermidnik did point to a space far off in the mountains away from that scene, but Hyacinth will pop up and say, I believe he had some sort of theory about the winter solstice and the darkness. He thought that the darkest day of the year would be an opportunity for the darkness to have a stronger foothold. It was a very difficult thing to research. At some point, he got one of that lorekeeper involved. So, but I guess in the end, she wasn't very interested in helping, was she? In fact, she probably made things a lot worse now that I think about it.
I want to ask what happened to the volcano, but I'm not here.
We know already, right?
Oh, the volcano is part of the section that, I mean, Hyacinth will come over and show you, like, and this part is covered in darkness now, and this one is, and it's gone in this way, and
I see.
This is a very out-of-date map versus what they can tell right now for what parts of Tor are kind of gone, really.
Yeah, yours, like, covering their mouth, like they look like they would be throwing up, and the other hand is sort of on that space, like where things, I guess, just aren't anymore.
And it's kind of clear how the section where the giants are is its own like little peninsula in this. But that mountain where Dominic was, it's right on the border at this point. So, yeah.
I'll put my hand on yours.
I'm sorry, it just sounds like you're talking to the listener.
Yes. Come here, listener.
Yes. Let me hold your hand.
Just give it a squeeze. And take it back fairly quickly. We'll wait for the ritual then.
That said, Hyacinth is going to go out to where Six and Teva are. Have you been talking about anything in the meantime?
No, just awkwardly sitting over everyone's like half drunk tea, I guess. Silence mostly.
You have to keep her entertained. She has dragon ears. She can hear everything.
I don't want to roleplay it out. We gotta move on.
No, it's fine.
Hell yeah, you do.
As much as I love roleplaying, it's, saving us some time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because Hyacinth is
I think
going
it would
to
be in
come out.
character anyway, for them to just be awkwardly quiet. We're in the kitchen, too. I feel like that's far enough away from the library.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, dragon ears, I don't know. It can't be much better than cat ears.
I was going to say, cat ears are pretty big. So Hyacinth goes to speak with you all in the kitchen, goes to speak with you and Teva, and said, well, I hope you'll both help me with the reincarnation ritual. We're going to get started shortly, and I appreciate any help you can give me, you can provide. And that goes with everyone else as well. Yeah, except for you, Cheery, and Judy's just like, I want to help with this necromantic ritual. And Teva mutters something under her breath, and sips her tea.
Do I hear it with my cat ears?
Oh, give me a perception check.
Here we go. Dumbo ears, don't fail me now.
I believe in the Dumbo ears. Oh,
Yeah.
23.
Oh shit, son.
yeah. I think it's possible that Six's ears are well attuned to Teva muttering under her breath, but you hear Teva mutter something along the lines of, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to help.
Why is that, Teva? Feeling worn out still from the whole ordeal?
No, Six. I simply have no juice left.
I understand.
It's gone, Six. It's all gone. She gives you like a toothy grin, just full of malice and bitterness, and drinks her tea.
You'll be fine tomorrow, though, right? After a long rest, as they say.
As we all colloquially say. Need to get me some long rest tonight. And Teva raises her voice and doesn't look up from the table and stares and says, "No, Six. We're all pawns on a board, and as soon as we're not useful, they'll just throw us away. And I will not be able. She tries to look at Hyacinth. I will not be able to help. So good luck.
What the fuck, Teva?
Teva, what happened to your juice? One doesn't just permanently lose his juice. Does one? I've never heard of such a thing. Could I lose my juice?
Probably not, Six.
Oh.
You know, I didn't think they would actually show up. I didn't think... The little monsters started attacking, and I didn't think it would actually happen, Six. So, you know, I guess I'm just the fool for, believing in promises and bargains and things, you know.
Six is just gonna grab her lapel and get in her face and say,
She's startled.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Teva. What aren't you telling us? What are you even saying?
Give me a persuasion check or intimidation check, please.
Okie dokie. Here we go. My persuasion is better.
That's okay. You're probably
Nice.
not all that intimidating. Ooh, 19. Additionally, Hyacinth kind of gets a little bit in her face and says, Teva, what's happening? And Teva's practically shaking at this point as you grab her lapels, right?
If she has anything like that, I don't know.
Totally.
Just like the neck, shoulder area of her clothes. Or tunic. I don't know.
Yeah, and she says, Six, a long time ago, I made a very poor decision, and I didn't think it would catch up to me. But I was offered something by a terrible, terrible demon. And I should have been better. I should have been... I told myself that you would have done the same if you were in my place, Six. I didn't think anything would come of it, and the future was so far away, but...
Teva,
Six.
you're wrong about me. Let's just say I've been handed a lot of things in my life, and one of those things, I've always been magically gifted. But when I was younger, I had a brother, and he had to work hard at magic. I always admired that about him. It inspired me to work harder myself. He had to actually study and practice. And those weren't... You can't just make a bargain for power. It's not right to the people who have to earn it.
Is it right to your brother that you woke up being able to do what you do?
No. But I was born that way.
I've studied Six, but I guess I didn't realize just how fast it could all fall apart. I was told I would... All I had to do was bring that book to them, and I would let them in. They would take it, and it would...
Enough. I've heard enough. Teva, I'm placing you under arrest.
Yeah, I deserve that.
For consortium with monsters, demons, and endangerment of life. Stand up. And walk over to her.
She was bruised under her breath. Please don't kill me.
I'm not going to.
What's going to happen?
I can't do anything about it now, clearly. We have more important things to do, but when this is all over, The people will decide what your punishment will be. This is... I don't have words for this.
I could have done great things.
But you didn't.
You really could have, Teva. Like my brother, you were someone I aspired to be like. I thought I could work hard, and it manifested as envy, and I apologize for that, but my respect for you these past few hours is... Well, I'm just very disappointed. I don't know what to think. But you're nothing like my brother.
Don't pretend that we're not just all pawn six. Remember what I said. And what are you going to do now? There's not much I can help with. Not much I can fuck up, right? Just let me sit here and figure out what the rest of my life looks like. Because suddenly, it has changed, hasn't it?
Teva, I know what it's like to be a pawn. I was married off as a teenager to bind two families together. And it wasn't for me. And I didn't have a choice. Seems to me like you've had a choice in all of this. I'm still very, very confused, but I know we don't always have control over things, but it seems like you could have chosen differently, and it didn't have to be this way, and you could have done great things. Now you won't. Once my uncle hears about this... I'm sorry. I'm just getting a little nervy because it's getting too intense.
She digs into her pocket and stands up. She looks at Hyacinth and goes, I'm sorry I borrowed this. Maybe I'm not sorry, but I obviously don't need it anymore. And it's the ring of the Master Dragonheart. I guess I'll be in the bathhouse. Anna, were you going to put me under arrest?
Yes.
Well?
Someone, please, who knows this place better than me, find some chains or something.
Is that really necessary? I guess it is.
Six is just, leaning up against a wall with, his head down on his arm. Because if he looks at Teva right now, he is gonna claw a bitch. I'm sorry if that's not okay to say. He is gonna scratch her.
I enlist the help of people who know the place better than me.
Mm-hmm. I
basically place her under house arrest in the bathhouse.
Carp helps. Carp's good at knots. Almost definitely just good at that.
I know. Wow.
Yep. And that's where you leave Teva in the bathhouse. Cool, I guess Dervidnik has a friend.
And he's gonna be racist to her.
Oh my
god.
gosh.
That she deserves that.
The real punishment.
The real punishment is having to live with Dervidnik.
And have him be like, oh, you're not a real dragon, sweetie. I'm sorry. You just think you're a dragon.
Anyway, can I have some memories, all of them, maybe? Yeah.
Oh my god, he just sucks her brain dry.
Ew, no. Not to date myself, but I'm gonna just siler it up in here. So, after that, Hyacinth, gives a nod to you six. Says, when you're ready. And to the rest of you. I think probably not to Hannah, since Hannah presumably doesn't
Called her out
want
on her
anything
bullshit.
to do with this weird necromancy nonsense. I mean, it's nature, but it's also like... it's
Six is
unusual
just sort of like
fucked up.
psyching himself up a bit because he's just like, his mindset just totally swerved right there, and he's just like, okay. Jog in place a little bit. Okay. Gonna reincarnate a man.
Even though I hate every second of this, what all this stands for, what happened to make it happen, it should at least be for something.
I don't want to think anymore.
I can tell.
He just sort of wipes his eyes a little bit and then goes to find Hyacinth and help out with the ritual.
Okay, so we're going to start next week with some reincarnation ritual stuff. Oh my gosh. Thank you for listening to City in Snow. It's the #1 podcast among cats, and it's part of Novi Studios. It takes place in the setting of Lenamora, ages before the events of the Legends of Lenamora podcast. To find more City in Snow content, share your thoughts and predictions, or keep up with the silliness, check out the Twitter account City in Snow. Thanks again to my awesome players. How can people find you all?
Hi, I'm Miranda. You can find me at Potato Farm on Twitter and Itch and other places.
Hey, I'm Izzy. You can find me at Squishy Night on Twitter, Linktree.
I'm Anna. You can find me at Unruly Cryptid on Twitter.
I'm Lane, and you can find this version of me at Line the Order on Twitter.
I'm Lizzie, and you can find me at LIZY_BR on Twitter. To check out more shows and streams from Novi Studios, visit novistudio.io. That's NOVIstudio.io. That's all from us. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye!